What are some of the ingredients that help give feedback? Like if you're going to give feedback, what are some of the ingredients that might help? This was the conversation I had with actually a bunch of high school students. Really interesting that when you talk to high school students or you talk to your staff, it's really interesting perspective, if you can get a little bit below the surface. So in talking to some high school students, where we landed, this was about an hour conversation, but where we landed was, it really helps. Some of the ingredients prior to giving feedback is, number one, are you known? Does the person know you? Second thing is, do they like you? Third thing is, do they trust you? Fourth thing is, do they respect you? Right? Do they know you, like you, trust you, and respect you? And all those ingredients don't have to be present, but where we landed was, man, it sure would help. The perfect world, you want to spend time building a relationship with somebody to make sure that you know them, you like them, you trust them, you respect them, and vice versa. And then another ingredient or another step would be asking permission. If I saw, hey Colin, and this was one of the students in the class, hey Colin, if I notice you doing something that might not turn out well for you or for the client, could I share that with you? So permission based, right? Hey Colin, if I saw you doing something, would it be okay if I shared with you? And then you got to be mature enough if they say no, that don't share it. And then the next ingredient is a disqualifier, just to say, hey Colin, I could be totally wrong, right? I could be totally wrong. What I observed was this, and I thought I heard the instructor saying, do it this way to get the best. We were talking about welding actually, to get the best weld or bead, or I don't know the language in welding. But anyway, so some of the ingredients that I'm thinking about my staff, I'm like, frick, man, we're not good at this. Like, we're not good with giving and receiving feedback. We need to be better at this. So, I'm thinking about like, how do I make sure that like newer guys that are coming in, Eli's one of our newer guys, as newer guys are coming in, it's like, how do we make sure that people know each other, like each other, trust each other, and respect each other? Those are ingredients. And then permission based, hey, if I saw you doing something, would you be okay with me sharing it? And then a disqualifier is like, hey dude, I could be totally wrong. I just saw you do this. Anyways, those are some of the ingredients that we're navigating. Again, with the overarching, the umbrella of this is, we in our businesses, my friends that lead businesses, we're all like, man, we got to figure out how to attract, we got to figure out how to train, we got to figure out how to retain talent. And these are some of the ingredients, is building feedback loops, which I also put under the umbrella of loyalty, like loving people enough, caring enough that you actually tell the truth, but you're just not to make sure that you're not a jackass and you have permission to do so. So anyway, just some of the ingredients that I discovered candidly in talking to a bunch of high school students earlier in the week.